So hello amazing people, it's your boy Joseph Ogunshetire, and today we'll be talking about the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Scholarship Interview and how you can successfully ace the interview. But before we go into much details about how to do that, I would like to inform you guys that if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do. I will really be happy to have you join this family of brilliant minds and trailblazing intellectuals. I think it's very important that we all have like a background knowledge of how the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Scholarship works. Now, a lot of people have reached out to me that they apply to a certain program and they are currently waiting to get scholarship interview invites, and they are panicking and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll come to that, and I would really expatiate more on why you shouldn't really be scared, even if it is normal to be scared. I've been one of the student executives for my program, and I can say categorically that this is how the scholarship works, so that a lot of you don't get disappointed when you are not picked or when you are not given scholarship. The Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Scholarship looks for students with different international backgrounds. So this is actually very important, because if you look at some of the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Scholarship programs, you see that they've been giving grants. These grants are coming from bodies that are under the European Union. So this body, through the European Union, fund these different Erasmus Mundus scholarship programs. And why am I talking about this? A lot of students have applied for the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Scholarship. They were interviewed, and in the long run they didn't get the scholarship, and they were like, why didn't we get the scholarship? This is not fair, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. The Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Scholarship is not a game of, oh, this is not fair or this is fair, right? It is a game of global reach. Listen, it is a game of what? Global reach. The fact that we are not giving a scholarship does not mean that you are not suitable or you are not well suited for a specific program. You may have all it takes to get scholarship for that program, but there are some other factors that might impede your possibility of getting into a program at specific points in time. Now, if you are applying, say 2025 or 2026, try to know if there were candidates from your country that got the scholarship in 2024. The reason I'm saying this is because most of the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Scholarship programs, when their grant is about to be exhausted, they have to apply for grant renewal. So they need to send a proposal to the European Union. Now, the European Union is going to vet their proposal, and the European Union is also going to check the viability of that program since the inception. And one of the ways they can check the viability and the strength, and the impact of that program is to understand the global reach of that program. And how do they know the global reach? They can only get that information from the number of students that the program has absorbed. It is going to influence whether or not the European Union is going to give them another grant for them to structure another cohorts. So this is actually very important. So you have to know all of these things. So when you apply for a program, right, you might have gotten to the interview phase. I think Erasmus does it in a way that, to my best of knowledge, right, the maximum number of students that they can take for a program or give scholarship for a program is 3 per year. Sometimes they can decide to give just one candidate that scholarship. That does not mean that the remaining 2 do not warrant to get a scholarship. The reason they might have given scholarship to just one candidate and not give to the others may be that they want to distribute the scholarship to other candidates that are coming from other countries. Say, for instance, your program has been receiving application from people from Egypt, people from Kenya, people from Mali, people from USA, people from Australia. The very moment that they start receiving application from students, say from Fiji, say from New Zealand, say from Brazil, the decision begins to change. So they will try as much as possible to distribute the scholarship so that they can get a wider coverage of students from different countries. So this is actually very, very important, and it can influence whether or not you are going to get a scholarship. It is also part of the whole thing, but this is the information that nobody is going to tell you. So outside of you preparing your CV, preparing your motivation letter properly, and also trying to make sure that you do well during the interviewing process, get a very good reference letter and all that, the international coverage and how it is used to distribute scholarship to students that applied to specific programs is very, very important. So take note of that. The scholarship interview is not something that is so difficult, right? Now, these professionals that you will be interviewing with, the only way they know you is through the application documents you submitted. I'm talking about your CV, your motivation letter, your reference letter, your what is it called? Like any other document you must have submitted during the application process. So these are the documents that they will be looking, and these are the documents that will form the backbone of the questions that they will be asking you. Sometimes they might go out of the knowledge of the information in your document and ask you questions, but then majority of the questions that you will receive will come from the documents you submitted. So please, first advice, master whatsoever it is you have in your motivation letter, master whatsoever it is that you have in your CV, whatsoever you've said you've done. Please don't go there and then they ask you a question, you don't really know how to express yourself. And I think one of the biggest reasons they brought about the idea of interviewing students is to check how well you can express yourself, to check how bold you are, beyond what you have written, to see that, you can come in front of these people and defend your documents. Like, tell them that, okay, this is me and I am willing to pursue this program. So, give them that reason to believe that what they found in your application document, your CV and your motivation letter is true about you, because that is the period that you are going to defend all of that. So it's not a time for you to allow unnecessary pressures to be, mounted upon yourself by yourself. I mean, you just have to be very calm, be very relaxed. These people are not there to unalive you. They are not there to make you feel so timid. I've gotten a lot of testimony from people who said they even had internet glitches at some point, but in the long run they got the scholarship. So these are some things that are not really problematic, but try as much as possible to have a very stable internet connection and look for a space that is very quiet for you to have a smooth interview. And also, when you are asked to introduce yourself, or probably you just started the interview with these people and they'll be like, oh, for example, Mr. Joseph, it's nice to have you today for this wonderful interview. What university did you attend? Imagine they just threw a random question like that to you. It's very, very important that you introduce yourself properly. Don't just jump at their question and start responding that I attended this university, blah blah blah. No, start by introducing yourself properly. Tell them your name. Don't assume they already know your name. Tell them your name. Tell them what you've done, what you studied, bachelor's. If you have a master's degree, you can talk about it. But basically, talk about your bachelor's degree, talk about your research that you did, some of the stuff that you encountered during the research processes, the results you got in the long run, and while you feel that is very important, and how that connects to the program you are applying to, which is the scholarship program that you are interviewing for, right? So basically, that is how to really introduce yourself. It is very, very important. When you can introduce yourself for say 1, 2, 3 minutes, you yourself, you would feel that calmness. You will not be scared again, even if you are timid. If you are timid during the inception of your interview, the interviewers are going to know. Sometimes they can even tell you to, be relaxed, don't be scared, blah blah blah. It's just like a chit chat. But please, sometimes they tell you it's just a chit chat, but bro, sis, it's not a chit chat. Take it seriously. Let them see your motivation. It has to show. Let them see that hunger. I'm not talking about desperation now. It is not desperation, but let them see that you are very, very motivated for the scholarship and for the program that you've applied to. Right? It's very, very important. Sometimes you get to a point that they ask you that, what if they don't provide you with a scholarship? Is it possible for you to pursue the program without a scholarship? I think one of the best way to answer that question is to tell them that, financially, you are not buoyant. You can bring in the idea of your family background, talking about the financial status of your family and how that would influence the decision of you pursuing the program as a self-funded student, that it is not going to be possible. And move on to telling them that it will be very, very nice and entirely welcoming to get a scholarship which would really give you that that platform to pursue the program without any distraction, or without any possibility of stopping halfway. So that is how to talk about that if at all they ask you that question. I made a video and somebody asked a question. The person was like, I'll read from my laptop. He said something. He said, do you know people that failed the interview? I had read only that interview is only a formality. Is this true? Please, it is not for formality's sake. It is important, and that is why they've organized an interview as part of the scholarship process, right? Please take this scholarship interview very seriously. You never can tell if that will contribute to your success. So if you take it with levity, you might end up getting low grades, and when they corroborate it with other grades for probably your motivation letter, your CV and some other documents, you end up getting a mark that is lower than other candidates. And when they start considering people that they want to give scholarship to, you might just lose out on that. So take everything seriously. Like I said, they will not organize an interview if the interview is not important. One thing that would really make them to call you for an interview, right, is because they've read your application, they've seen your CV, and they've also seen your motivation letter, and they have this confidence in them that you are a very suitable candidate for that scholarship and also for that program. Because once they call you for an interview, it means that you've already gotten like an abstract admission into the program. You are just coming to seize the scholarship opportunity via an interview invite. If you take it seriously, you will do absolutely well. So yeah, if you have more questions, guys, you can drop your comments in the comment section and I'll give swift responses to them. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your time. See you in my next video. Peace out, guys.